States have politicians who want to cause havoc in the rest of the country. They could have raised their voices. They could have advocated in a political fashion for comprehensive immigration reform. But as you know, those are the very people who are opposed to comprehensive immigration reform. So instead, they want to wreak havoc. They want to cause a political challenge for the president and for, the people of the opposite party from them. And so I wanted to make sure that we were, that everybody understands who is causing this issue for states across the country. You don't see him sending anybody to Idaho. You don't see him sending anybody to South Dakota or Wyoming or Missouri, states that are controlled by the opposite part, by his party. Instead, he's sending them only to blue states.
He talks about, quote unquote, who's causing the problem. Now, first of all, what's he talking about here specifically? He's talking about buses coming in to his state from primarily from Texas. He's saying that it's their fault. It's the red state fault, the fault of the red states. They're having these huge problems. And he's frustrated now. He's pissed off because they were overwhelmed with these busloads of illegal immigrants that are flooding his state right now. But he says it's the fault of the states that are sending the buses into his state. It's not the fault of Chicago. It's not the fault of Illinois, who call themselves a sanctuary state and a sanctuary city. It's not their fault. See, it's not their fault that they said, come, like Joe Biden did. Remember this? Before Biden got elected, the 2020 campaign, we want you to come here, come across the border, come to the United States. It's not Pritzker's fault who said, come to Illinois, come to Chicago. And we're going to talk about Brandon Johnson later on, mayor of Chicago. It's not their fault who invites these people. It's the fault of the states, especially the ones on the border, who are getting flooded first. And they're not saying, come here illegally. They're saying we are a sovereign state on the border of a sovereign country, and we cannot handle, nor are we required to receive untold numbers of illegal migrants into our state.